Hey everybody, welcome to another stream. Setting up here as we usually are. I wonder if we're gonna get any new people from Reddit today. made a post before, but I don't know. It didn't seem like anyone was responding to it. So it may be just the usual. Might be just the usual stream today. I need to tweet out. So just give me a moment. I'm doing socials. I wish I didn't have to do this every day, but well, it is what it is. Alright, awesome. That's fine. It's just me, was that stream a little slanted? Looks a little slanted, let me fix that. Nice. Okay. So, I forgot something in the car. I'll be right back. See another human being for one holiday. Alright, I'm back. So I specifically washed this jar so we can bring home some metal supplies. So the reason why I say restock today is because we've run out of metal links at home, so we've got to print some more, basically. I've used them all up because it's such an easy thing to just draw yourself into when you're doing this stuff. Okay. Alright, so we have our metal feed going through. So I don't know if you see that properly. Maybe I'll just position it here. Okay, that's good. Right. I once again forgot to bring all that stuff, but that's okay. That's fine. Because we have our own. We have our own mold here, so it's not that bad. In fact, all of our molds are here. We just gotta keep on keeping on. Okay, so this is the chainmaille jig in action. This is what it is. Okay. We've got our metal feed here. Maybe is that such a good angle? Yeah. Alright, so we got the metal feed here. It basically goes up here, and we use this nail, this modified nail, which is almost a screw. So we have this nail that we attach to this drill. And first is first, we've got to latch it on. Should get my pliers here. So first we've got to just, do the first coil, and then use the groove that we've made. Just use the groove that we made. Doesn't seem that easy. Basically, we're using this groove that we made in the head of the nail, so it will naturally grip it. But it seems like we might have sold ourselves short here, because it's not gripping the way we want it to. It's just too loose. Or maybe just maneuver this loop closer. Okay. Awesome. Alright, so that I think will help. Okay, awesome. So get our metal feed, get it in the roller here. Alright, I think it's ready to coil. Just gonna make sure that the beginning is all right, and then we can continue. Almost there. Just needs to be tight in some fashion. now we could go full speed with this. One perfect spring. So they've got to cut it. And that's how the chainmail jig is made. So we got this, get a nail, wrap some wire around it, and we're basically done. Got one coil down, gotta feed a lot more. Now, the worst thing about this is that I didn't store the wire correctly, so I have to make sure that it's untangled from time to time. Like if you store it properly, you'll never have this problem and you'll be able to uncoil the wire whenever you want it to. But this is not that. So you'll have a lot easier time if you store this properly. Which I didn't. And it's like cool. So now we should do that first loop. Usually I would use the hole in here, but the board is too thick and the nail is too small, so it takes a lot of the effectiveness away from it if I use the guide, because you waste a bit of width on this nail. And that width amounts to a lot, especially with something so small. So I'm using it without the guide. Traction. Another perfect coil. Got a bit of extra length here, so we'll try and coil it just maybe another centimeter. Just a tip. I did 10 of those things um, to take home, and I ran out. I ran out about 2 days before. So I think I'll make like 15 this time to take home. It's gonna be a lot of coils to cut through, but you stock up, man. Okay, that's another nail ready to go. Just gotta make sure this wire is in the guide rails. It's come loose. Yo. Yep, that's got a good measure on it. So it's not really quite tense. I think we got it. Yep. Gotta hold on to that manually to artificially tension the wire. Uh-oh. That's not what we wanted. Not the best quality that I've made so far, but it'll work. This one I kind of screwed up at the beginning. It's kind of a custom coil. Not exactly what I wanted, but I think it may work. Okay. Well, I wanted to find out. You've been enjoying the stream so far? So this is the first step in making chainmail, basically making like springs. Once you've got that solved, like that's most of the work done already. Okay, put that in the guide rails. Another coil down, or I should probably coil it a little more. It's got a centimeter left on this thing. So yeah, this is basically the first process in making this thing. As long as you, like some people do this part manually with just a bar and like pliers, and that's kind of insane because life is too short, and why do you want to intentionally choose to suffer? Is that argument. So we've kind of automated it with the drill here, and automated it with a drill. It would just take too long wrapping this nail with the wire we need. So automate where you can. Like there's this philosophy that if you could get a machine to do the job, let the machine do the job, so you can spend your time on more valuable jobs. All for automation. Like there's no risk like throwing it back out if you have a machine that can lift for you. There's like no point throwing it back out if you have a machine that does that. This will work. Making sure the guide's good. First loop is always the hardest, especially like if you don't grip the wire that well, it'll just come loose halfway through and then you're stuck with like a half coil. And also like getting that alignment right is so important in the beginning. Otherwise you'll have spaces where you don't want it to have spaces. And eventually, once you've got the coil, it'll just make itself. So you got to stay focused on the coil bit, because then you get a situation where it'll try to coil on itself, and that's not what you want. It'll like ruin the entire coil itself. So I kind of did that just there, where it coiled on itself. And then it created a ring that's like twice as big than it needs to be. So gotta stay focused and watch out for that. 5. The power of automation. They'll love it. We're pretty much in assembly line now. With 9 to 5, the machine running. Getting better at the coiling thing. Still not as neat as I would like, but gets the job done. There's also this bit where every time I handle it, the spike at the end of the nail keeps jabbing into my palm. That's an awesome feeling. My hands. Oh man, there's so much more left. So much more length left. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Halfway there. Whoa! halfway there. It's not aligned right. Still not aligned right. Yeah, that's close enough. Number 8. Ah, my palm. I'm gonna blunt this spike. It really hurts. Done. It's gonna be less painful on my palms. I hate how that keeps falling off. Theoretically, this would keep going for the whole reel, but because I stored it properly in a tangle, it's not cooperating. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh god, this is one of the worst coils I've ever made. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not hitting my quota today. I don't think my family can eat. Oh, whoa, we got visitors. Hello. Sorry I ignored you. Welcome to the stream. Huh. It's that bot again that's doing all the crappy messages. Had me excited for no reason. Anyway, moving on. Okay. It's not gripping properly. Number 9. Why does it keep doing that? Ah, God, why? More troll than it's worth. Yeah, gross. Store your wires properly so they don't tangle. My God. The amount of effort here is insane. Shorter than usual coil, but I'll take it. Excess wide here. That's cool. Uh-oh. God, no. Oh, I did that thing again. It's ruined. But I've got most of the coil, but I have to stop here. Just practically ruined it. I'm just going to have to cut it off later. Ow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Group of 5. Got another group of 5-ish. And take home 15. So 4 more of these coils. that's a kink, and not in a good way. Oh, that's shit. Okay. Seem to have a kink in the wire. Just have to deal with it. Oh, that's super ugly. Okay, so we had a kink in the wire. Super ugly. Right there. See that kink there? How it's not a full coil? That's great. Awesome. So much trouble. Alright, remember when I break open the next wire, do not ever let it tangle. Oh God, don't let it tangle. Okay, need three more of these coils. In the Brio, why you got a kink shame? So rude. It's like the worst, you know? Kink shame is so, yeah. It's because it's not socially acceptable in metalworking society. Kinks are bad, okay? It's not useful for anybody. How you doing, buddy? Glad you could join me on the stream. Isn't fighting today? Fighting is today, isn't it? Except, you know, I don't know if it's still restricted or not. I'm sure that they'll announce something. But this is the chainmailing rig, and we're taking some non-period liberties, like having a torque drill, like drilling our stuff. Okay. Just kinks are bad. Just all the kink shaming. I'll tell you why I kink shame. It's because, like, it's not the way my nail likes it, okay? It's not the way my nail twirls. It's weird. Okay. Alright, so well, so this is what we're making. We haven't seen that already. We're just being very industrious here. Being industrious. Yep, so this is what we want. The uranium. This is the palladium in the Iron Man suit. I'm taking home like 15 of these coils, so I have plenty of coil to chew through throughout the week. So it's such a closed-minded attitude, yeah, as you know, at least for another 4 weeks. You don't like to nail that way? I guess so. Not that kind of nail, man. It's just hard to get it up, so to speak. It's not something, you know, I can get behind. My nail doesn't spin that way. Like that kink just has too much tension in it, and you know it doesn't go around smoothly. It just hurts. You know, it's not a matter of preference. It's a matter of like health. Health of that coil was super, very unhealthy, crooked. Like it's contrary to belief. These nails do not come in all shapes and sizes. They come in exactly 4 millimeters in diameter and about 3 inches in length. And no, we're not talking about we're not talking about the nail anymore. Ow, that hurt. Okay, so that's coiled around nicely, nice and tight. You'll be happy to know that this nail is also lubricated, so we can get the coil off of it, the good stuff. Yeah, so this is my night, just making some chainmail, bud, so we can get into Japanese kusari making. The thing is about Japanese kusari, it uses 3 times as much like links as normal, as 4-in-1. Oh yeah. Okay. I think I pinched myself there. Yep, Japanese 4-in-1, or 12-in-1. Does the jig belong to the makerspace? No, I made it. So, you know, like it's really simple to make, actually. So here's another one that I made. It's really easy to make. This is the Mark 1, and this is the Mark 2. There's absolutely no difference between them other than like more even spaced of the rollers. But I made it, yeah. So I suppose you could say it belongs, but it's still mine and I can take it. So I have an extra one if you want to borrow it. I actually made that extra one I made that extra one for a friend, but I don't think he actually needed it, so I don't think he cares if it goes to somebody else. So yeah, once we coil around the nail like this, you snip off the end, and then you just simply grip it in between pliers and just pull it out. You know, the good old pull out method, and then you have the good stuff, which is this coiled palladium. I don't know if I can get you like a super close angle of it. I'll try on this one. So you can understand how it works. We have a spool. We have lots of these around. This is just a spool that you can get from wire. Yeah, just a regular spool. Usually you can get like reels of this wire from Bunnings. So in the gardening section. So they usually look like this when you buy them. You just toss it on, undo all the tape, toss it on there, and And then away you go. So like if you didn't have this jig, you'd have to coil around the nail with your bare hands, and nobody has time or the joints for that. So we've automated a little bit to make it life easier for ourselves. And we can go for longer and coil a lot more without damaging our hands. So this is the jig. This is where the magic is. That is the magic. So yeah, works pretty well. See if I can get you a ultra close angle of the money shot, right? Okay, so this is what I see when I do it. This is what I see. I tried to pull out method. Now you're dead. Well, did you try doing it with a nail? I don't think you're using the right tools. Did you end up with the coil? I don't know, like I'd like to examine your method, because I don't think you're making chainmail there. So yeah, this is always the hardest bit. You got to first like get the first loop around the nail. Get the first loop around there. Get it kind of tight. Kind of like tightens itself because of how, you know, stiff it is. Then you just angle that upwards. See, like this is a nail, but I took like a saw and made like a groove across the head here. I don't know if you can see that, but this head is exactly, coincidentally, the width of the wire, so I can guide that wire inside that groove and then just like squeeze it tight on the other side. So now like the nail, like as it turns, cannot lose grip of that wire and basically just have it loose. So that is the method. Cut off the excess, squeeze the initial coils tight so you have as much length for the pleasurable bit as possible, because you want the length, you want the coil to go as long as you can, producing a lot of coils in one run, and then, you know, just grip the tip so you can have all of that length to play with. Okay, and then this is the stuff, right? This is the stuff you want to see. So now we have this drill, and it's just going to do all the work for us. Usually we have a hole in here that usually guides the stuff in, which we could still use actually. So we're using a hole here to hold that mold in place as we tighten this. But I want to show you the money shot. So we'll use our thumb to just tension it a little bit to get the coils we need. The first initial coil is always the hardest because you don't have the other coils quite guiding the wire yet, but eventually it'll get to a point where it just starts making itself. Just cut off, I don't want to cut off that excess, we'll just deal with it. It's not quite there. Coils aren't really tight enough. But now it's once this excess bit clears the board and starts to have like that consistent roll, then it starts making itself like so. Oh yeah, and the reason why it's so hard is because it's not actually following the guides. So now that we have the wire in the guides, should be just, you know, easy peasy. And that's it. That's how you make coils. So yeah, that right there is the nail. It's held into place by that wire until we snip it off, circumcise it, so to speak. There it is. One completed coil. Right there. And then, you know, the good old pull-out method, just using that plier to grip the head of that nail and just pulling it out like that. So we get the nail out so we can use for the next coil. And we have the coil here. And that's 15. So we made 15 of these today. So that's 5. That's another 5. And we have 15. So this should last me the week. I think like the rate I usually go through like 15 of these a week. Making that kasari. It is about the size of a napkin now, like a tissue. So yeah, these are all the coils we made today. And we're gonna now like sacrifice our wrists to the weaving gods to turn them all into rings. So we're just gonna disassemble this rig right now. It's just rollers and bolts, really. Really easy. So yeah, I have 2 of these jigs, and they're pretty easy to use. I feel like mail isn't really my bag. I'd be happy to make the links, but I feel like assembly outstrips my patience. So are you talking about the linking part where you just basically get two pliers and start linking them together? Is that what you mean? Oh, so yeah, okay. So you're happy to do the whole coiling thing and then have someone else cut it for you? Is that what you're saying? See, like I don't exactly know how to automate this bit. So if I know how to automate this bit, which is basically just cutting them into links, I'd be a happy guy. But there's no other way than good old, just cutting it with your hands. Haven't really. From here on out, it's quite a manual process. I'd like to examine your method, lol. Yeah, well, that's because you're here and you wanted to ask about my nail and how lubed it was. So, just keeping it sexually charged. Yeah. I'm thinking of an optimization where I basically grip both ends and then pull it apart a little bit. So when it does come down to making those links, I don't think that's going to work though because it's too tightly coiled then. I think I might just have to do it by hand. I think I just cut into my hand as well. Ow, that hurt. It's not bleeding, but I think it will in a moment. Ow. See, I want to pull it apart so that it has a consistent length. So like you can see the gaps that are widening between the coils. So I want to pull it apart like this so that when I cut the links, they'll be pre-opened. So when I link, I don't have to spend that extra second opening them again. So that's the effect I want to achieve. Yep, I am bleeding. I think I'll have to address that, so give me a sec. It's not a bad cut, just an annoying one. Be right back. how would my mind manifest you of all people? Obviously, this is latent homosexuality that I'm dealing with, and just missing the warmth of you, I guess. That's as Freudian as I'm willing to get today. Wear gloves is the lesson learned here. So where are the gloves? Use some gloves. Mail for the mail gods. Also, there are folks commenting on the Facebook stream. You may wish to mention that they aren't coming through to you. Really? Latent. Oh, okay. People are. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I have to address that. If you're on Facebook, I can't see your messages, so you have to go to the Twitch version. Can you, Endabuya, do me a favor and link them in? That'd be great. There's also YouTube as well, YouTube Live. So there is a YouTube version going, I believe, and that also has a link. I'm just streaming to Facebook because I can, but I can't actually see the chat because all the infrastructure doesn't hook up that well. But it does do YouTube, and it does do YouTube, it does do Twitch. So Ndabuya, just do the whole like, follow, subscribe in the most stereotypical way you can. Okay, so the one mod improvement that I'm doing this stream is opening up the coils like that, so I don't have to reopen them when I'm actually doing the thing. So, alright, so now is the fun part of just cutting it and filling this jar with links, so I can do that from the home stretch. So yeah, riveting streaming, riveting content. I mean, I could do, oh crap, I lost that link. Okay, so I have to put my hand over it and okay, ding, 2, so like, follow, subscribe, guys. This isn't exactly the riveting content that maybe you were hoping for, but I could actually break out some rivets if you like and start riveting things. That is not riveting yet, that comes later. That's exactly it. That's the joke. Nice. So yeah. Are there actually people commenting on Facebook? Like, I don't actually know. Maybe I should just open my phone to look at it for 1 sec and see, guide and shepherd the people across the river Styx or the Red Sea. The river Styx never comes into it. The Red Sea, shepherd people across the Red Sea to the glory that is Twitch. So what I'm saying is, if Facebook was the Egyptian empire, Beetle said something about better method of making the links. I see. So, really, like, why don't you come to Twitch and tell me more about that? I don't know if he's on, really. Is he still here? Probably not. I don't know if he's here. Don't know if he could be bothered coming to Twitch. Alright, so just riveting stuff. So, this is the most interesting part of the stream, so I'll take Q&A. That's why I'm looking at the chat at the same time on my wrist. I don't know of a better... If you have a better way of making ice, I'd like to hear it, basically. Gotcha! Simpsons reference. But this is the only method I know that is feasible within my means. I'm pretty sure you could do stuff with angle grinders and... But like, remember we got a budget. I hope it's easy, because this certainly isn't. And if your answer is, I'm just gonna buy springs, then, you know, that doesn't count. Because I wanna build springs of a particular dimension. Yep. I have no idea, like, I'm also limited by, I really would like Facebook to connect, but it just doesn't, so apologies. Oh, is my heavy armor done yet? Half and half, kind of got bored with it. No, not bored, just like, I see chainmail as a smaller project, or at least I thought it was. It's definitely not the small project that I thought it was. But suffice to say, I thought chainmail was going to be easier, and you're laughing at me as I say this. I thought chainmail was going to be easier to achieve than, time-wise, than the heavy armor. So I decided to just, you know, the armor is coming. It's coming. But I thought like chainmail is a nice, you know, smaller project, just as a distraction. I mean, we're not putting like full brakes on it, but we're just we're restocking our supplies first, and once we restock our supplies, we're going back to the heavy plate mail. It's over there actually. Do you want to see? Oh, I didn't do the mod. I need to do the mod. Fix that in there. Okay. Okay, so trying to get this thing to just slice in there, get a good grip. Just pull this apart. Okay, that's a good size. Cut off the excess. Mel's never a small project. Okay, well, all right, here it is. It's all painted. Half of it's in the bag, quite literally in a bag. But this is, we're about 3 plates completing the front, and then we got the hanging plates to do off of that. So I would say about halfway through. So this is it. It's finally painted. It's galvanized as well, so it should be rainproof. Yeah, and it's going. And it also has that mod that I wanted to, the secret mod that I wanted to do, that stopped it from coming out from before. So it has that mod. It has extra lashings, like leather lashings inside it to give it its rigidity. So it takes the strain off the shoulders to wear. So before it was like really collapsible and accordion, and would just collapse accordion style. But with these lashings, it holds that shape. So ultimately, less strain on the shoulders, which means it'll be easier to wear in general. So yeah, it's going. It's there. It's about halfway through the front. Halfway through the front, basically. It's going. Hope that answers your question. I don't know. I don't know when it'll be done. I can't put a date on it. I have a clock by Valve. They gave me a stopwatch. So they gave me. I work on a Valve stopwatch. So could be years. But it's going. I'm working on it every week. But did you know? So the whole reason behind starting this mail project is because I actually inherited some more armor. I know, right? I actually inherited like a full suit of armor. It's actually in my car, and I can show you that as well. But I'm pretty sure you saw the... Crap, we lost the link. Oh fuck, it's just one link. Who cares about one link? I mean, I know you Zelda fans care about link, but I don't. So we're just gonna leave that one link sacrificed to the floor. Just ricocheted out of my hand. It's like cutting nails, right? Like, you know, cutting nails over the bin and then just ricochets into the ether and you don't know where it's gone until you step on it. Same deal here. You know, I worry sometimes that it's not making that glass clink that didn't go in the jar. I'm worried that it's like it's just sacrificed to the ether each time. So just a small bit of neuroticism every time I take a shot at making this link. Hyrule cares. Hyrule cares. Cause this is the hand I cut. So like I cut myself earlier, it was that hand, and it's actually holding the band-aid on my finger. Yeah. Plus I wanna like, cause my left hand is positioning the coils the way I want it to. So I need that tactile feel. I need that tactile feel. But, you know, as soon as we cut the left hand, then I'll wear the glove. Deal? Deal. So, so... Welcome to self-harm stream. Man, that's another link that was sacrificed to the ether. It just went over there. Into next week. It's just gone. Just gone. Alright, so where was I? The reason why we've picked up this chainmail gig is because we recently inherited like a full suit of armor. It's not combat worthy, but it is dress worthy. So looks pretty fancy, pretty cool. It's not really good for combat, but you can wear it around and it's easier to wear. Probably basically a dinner party thing if you want to show up fully armored. Pretty sure that happens, right? You have banquets and you have people that are at the banquet fully armored. Pretty sure that happens. Anyway, we recently inherited a full suit of armor, but the catch is that the armor is damaged. And what do I mean by damaged? So the armor has been... The reason why we got it for free and didn't have to pay for it was because, you know, the Mexicans paid for it. No, but really, we didn't have to pay for it because it was used in a stress test. So there was a YouTube video involving this armor, and they basically like hacked it. They did like a damage test on how much damage the armor would take if hit by a real katana. So basically it was a stress test for the katana, right? And yeah, that's the story behind that. So we have this armor that's all dented and beaten to pieces. And I could show you like the extent of the damage if you're interested. But it needs like see, I bought this brand of armor before, like not the whole suit, but like a piece of it, and I was severely disappointed with the amount of punishment the chainmail could take. It was like the chainmail is like super weak, and I was dissatisfied. Like every time, like you just put it on, and it would lose like links. It would start tearing itself apart. You know, the steel plates that it was linked to was like would lose this, like seams would come apart and stuff. So that's when I found out that you can only use it for like dress armor and not, you know, real combat, not even training, right? Where you have like non-combat training, like non-contact training. And so having this like bad experience of that brand of dress armor and knowing the limits, I want to replace the chainmail that armor uses, because quite frankly it's pretty crap. So here we are making our own, quite stupidly. Here we are making our own, and that brings us to the modern day. So here we have sacrificing for the link god, high roll cares, and all that. So yeah, and if you want to break it out, I'll show you at the end of the stream the amount of work we have to do. Quite honestly, like the dents are easier to repair than a full replacement of the chainmail. So yeah, which makerspace am I working out of? So this is Spark CC. So I was able to get a volunteer position here, and they basically gave me a key, so I have access to it whenever I want. But all I have to do is just announce when I'm going in so that other people can come in. That's the only caveat to being a volunteer. Just be a generally good person and announce when you're going in so other people can come in. But Spark CC, Spark spelled like Spark, CC spelled like the CC chips. CC for Central Coast. Very well outfitted. It is an hour away though, so you do need to drive. That's the only thing wrong with it. It's quite outfitted. It's got like bench grinders. It's on par to like Roland's place, except Roland's place has the Beverly shears. We don't have Beverly shears here, but I'm thinking of, you know, just buying some and then donating it to the space. So that means we have like a backup workshop that we can just work out of. If Roland is like away in New Zealand or whatever. And you know, it's the schedule's a lot more consistent. So that's where we are. Okay, we only did 2 rolls. There are so many more to go. So this is what a Chinese sweatshop feels like. I need to pull this apart. That didn't work out. Okay. Right. When do you usually go? I might tag along sometime. I go Mondays and Fridays, so you know, feel happy to introduce you to less space. Like bring something to do, because you know, I do tend to stay late nights. Well, and by late I mean like around 10 before I go home. So, and you know, quarantine is easing, so we're opening up to people again. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they'll welcome me with open arms. Be part of the stream. It'd be cool to have someone to talk to. I mean, it's only like 3 people here, me, myself, and I. But it'd be cool to have you on. You can become part of the assembly line. You can make jars of links. We can save Hyrule together by producing enough links to save the world. Plenty of projects to work on. Okay. So many projects. Alright, well, if you're keen, I come every Monday and Friday. So, I don't know, like, it's up to you. I might start going Saturdays, we'll see. As well. Depends. So, like, I usually leave immediately because it opens up at 7 and I head out for around 5. Come get you. And we can carpool and do all that stuff. So we could do like switch drivers, you know, drive and revive would be great. And we'll talk about stuff on the way. Feeding into my latent homosexuality here. They're in Debuya. It's just 1 hour of you and me, you know. It's 1 hour each way, just you and me in a hot enclosed space. Does that appeal? I hope it appeals because that's all I got. Latent. I mean, I don't know. You can be a daddy while I call you daddy. That's how it's gonna work. I don't know. I'm not. Dabuya. I'm not usually this camp. But, there's something about you that just makes this side of me come out. I'm not sure what it is, but as long as you're cool with it, I'm cool with it. It's 2020. Oh, you. I don't know, man. I have I don't know. I guess the kink is power, right? Like just you and all that fame and all that political power you have. Now I'm just trading sexual favors for political favors. That's all this is. That's all this is. Like the oldest game of all. In fact, you could argue that this is the entire plot for Game of Thrones. Trading sexual favors for political favors. That's it. Forget the White Walkers. Forget the whole, you know, assassins training. No, it was all just sexual favors. That's all they wanted. They were just a bunch of horny people. I'll come up with you sometime. Sure, no problem. What do you mean moving? What do you mean moving? I thought you just moved. Didn't you just move? Aren't you settled in that place? Like, oh god, we sacrificed another link. Don't tell Zelda. I thought you finished moving. I thought that was it. I thought you were done. I thought you were settled. I thought you settled down as a family man and is not really about that adventuring life anymore. No, okay, thank god I didn't cut off my finger. Okay, so. Alright, next coil. That was like in October. Yes. And? What do you mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, tell me what has happening in your life, my friend. My friend! I'll be like that Persian guy that's trying to I'll be like that Middle Eastern guy trying to like get you to buy into something at a flea market. My friend, come tell me, my friend. I haven't seen you in a long time. Tell me, what has been going on, my friend. Tell me, my friend, what has been going on? Why you move again? Stretch out his coil again. Oh god, this is the kinky one. Oh no. Okay. Oh god, it's the kinky one. Oh god, it's not burning well for... Okay. You can take the bear out of the party, but party out of the bear. Okay. I don't know what that means, but go on. It sounds like an innuendo, so I'm going to assume it's an innuendo. So you did something sexy. Are you telling me you're too sexy for your house? Is that what's going on here? I don't think that's how I don't think that's how the song goes. You know? It's not too sexy for your house, it's too sexy for your shirt. Party out of the bear. Jeez, okay. Plenty of discussion for the car ride, okay. But like, I don't know, man, like, this might be the last time I hear from you until like next year or something, because I don't know. I usually never hear from people again once they, stop by. I don't know what it is. They get caught up in their own stuff and they forget. I hope you don't forget, because this is now a date, right? You don't know what you have latently unleashed. I'm expecting now. I have high hopes. I am excited. You got me excited. There. You happy? I said it. I'm expecting that ride now, and not just the car ride, you know what I mean? Yeah, you have that. Of course you have that effect of people. Sure. Yep. Don't deny that. It is the Bjorn putting the horn back into Bjorn. But yes, I hope you remember. It would really break my heart if you forgot. It's a promise. You heard it here. It's a promise. But like, you're moving again? Seriously, you're moving again? Like, you're moving out of that place you worked so hard to like settle down into, and you're moving again? Like, where? Where are you moving to? Is it still in town, or you're like exiled for the good of the realm? Okay, we're cutting out that kink. We're kink shaming here. Right here, kink shaming. Cut it out, cut that negativity out of your life. That's what we did. We cut out those kinks so we can keep on coiling. I wouldn't say worked hard, it was a rush. It's complicated. I see. Okay. So is it not that I want, like, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but are you still moving out with family, or are you on your own now? Or is it more of a landlord thing that couldn't really be avoided? I'm hoping it's just a landlord thing. I hope you're doing okay. Oh, landlord thing. Okay. Whew. Alright. Just thought, you discovered you had another son or something, and now the household thing is complicated. I'm like, or or Harley was your son this entire time, and now you gotta like move into a household because Harley's moving back with the parents, aka you. You know? Moving back in with the rents. And so now you have to like reevaluate the living quarters. Yeah, complicated. I'm glad to hear it's a landlord thing. So that's not as complicated. It just like the outcomes are a lot simpler with landlords. Just, you know, there's no room for negotiation, basically. Just got to do what you got to do. Not much to it than that. Yeah, but it sucks I have to move again. Moving sucks. Let me know. I may help you out moving stuff. I'm sure you can use the labor. Cheap Chinese labor. Everybody loves Chinese labor. Chinese labor, the Bill Shorten, led by Bill Shorten. Oh God, what did we do here? That was a terrible cut. That was dumb. Okay. Okay, yeah, that'll do. Not bad. We got a few good links in here. I think we have enough to make Breath of the Wild, if you know what I mean. Aren't you Singaporean though? Where have you heard that? Like, I don't think you actually know what my nationality is. Do you actually? You don't. I don't think you know. It's not Singaporean, by the way. So. Dangerous territory. Gotta answer correctly or forever be marked as a racist. Okay. Something Pacific Asia. Okay. Yeah, that. Yeah, like. See, I'd like to say the vice versa is also super racist, but because like Australia is its own continent, I'd be just calling you Australian. It doesn't work, does it? Ah, bloody Australians think all you Australians look alike. It's like, oh yeah, it's a country and a continent, so you know you're covered. But you know you can't like it's not quite the same as Asian, is it? Not quite the same. Heritage isn't Australian though? Okay, is it Scottish? So that's what I got. Like with all the tartan skirts and everything. Or maybe you just went to a Christian girls' school. I mean, your name is like, I don't know, Bjorn feels like Viking. So Finnish. Or Norwegian. Bjorn feels Norwegian, but I don't think it's actually your heritage. I think it's just the persona you've adopted. So. It's Australian, you're racist. Oh, okay, well. Classic Westerner come into Chinese streams taking over Chinese privilege. That's what this is. This is hate crime. Scottish. Yeah, see? I got it right. First try. Scottish. Like all the tartan didn't give it away. And then I know as much as like the colors woven into the tartan is indicative of your family colors. So like like your coat of arms and stuff. Like, it's the colors of that tartan that represent your family. That much I know. You've literally talked about it at length. I don't know, man, like a different thing comes to mind when you talk about it at length. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard you say that before. But what reminds me is all the tartan you wear. This is fun, you know, just talking, shooting the shit, and doing mailing, or chain mailing. We're being male while chain mailing. We're mailing. Now we just gotta get the postal service involved so we can be mail while mailing chain mail. So if I send you an export of links, it's like, you know, hey, I'll link you. If I sent you like a shipment of links, would be being mail while mailing chain mail. Yeah, that's how I think we'll do it. Christian college. Okay, cool. I didn't go to a Christian school, but I went to a Catholic school. Not that I know the difference. We both worship the same things, just thinking it's a different sect. I heard from a comedian that, like, you know, sects, and not, you know, not sex, but sects are like formed over the dumbest things. I think there's a he was talking, like, this comedian was talking about like how there was a church like on the edge of town, or Wichita or something, and he said like the only reason why like this church split into two sects was because they couldn't decide what floor the church should be. Yeah, like a sect literally created from the coloring of upholstery, and one wanted it green, one wanted it blue or something, and you know they couldn't agree with each other, so they both built their own church, and they're just across the road from each other, and that's how that church split into two sects. Yeah, so sects are just, I don't know, I think my understanding of it is limited, but the way I remember it is, it's just people choose to believe in different parts of the same book, and they believe like which part is true, which part isn't true. They have a particular focus, and that is enough, usually, the reason why a sect is formed. I don't know, you're a historian, you can correct my understanding of it, but I think that's how it works. Yeah, it's complicated. That sex is complicated. Like, you know, just the color of the upholstery was affecting that carpet burn, you know. I don't know, Nick. I said I'm not usually this camp, but are you usually this camp, or is it just me? Is it camping here, or is it just me? Did the carpet match the drapes? I guess so. that is the idea of this of that church, I suppose. Like, they didn't like the particular color they wanted to renovate to. So you could say it was an argument over did the carpet match the drapes, and apparently not. So yeah, interesting stuff. So how you been handling with the coronavirus? Spending a lot of time at home. I've heard that you're doing okay with money, my thoughts and prayers go out to you. I'll send more thoughts and prayers in the mail. I hope you're doing okay. Like, it's a tough time to be in. Like I didn't feel as deeply about it as I do today, because I've been keeping on, mostly by keeping on. The armor is going. I'm doing this thing. I think my poker phase is over. I mean, I think you've heard about my poker phase. I think my poker phase is over. I started to reinvest myself in trying to do content creation. So, just I've been doing streaming and YouTubing for a while, but never really took it seriously. Or maybe I did take it seriously, but in the wrong way. So I've been trying to figure out like how to do this properly, and I watched this YouTube channel where he explain there's this YouTuber that explains like how to grow and how to market properly, and the philosophy and mindset that you need to become popular. So I've become less, I suppose, self-centered about centering the content around me, but instead, like, I've become more service-oriented. So most of my videos now are about, doing, like, guiding people or educating people on, like, simple metalworking projects that I'm doing. Like the costuming I'm doing, the armoring stuff I'm doing. But lately I've also picked up doing analysis videos on people's like gameplay. So people want to get better at a game, so that I'm interested in, which is like Super Smash Brothers. I'm interested in doing those analysis videos for those people so that they can become better players. So, service oriented. Because this is a need that the community has demonstrated that they want. There's not enough of it, so I'm planning to roll out my content to do that. So let's see how that goes for a while. It's not new news to me that the way I've been going has not led to any significant growth. So I am rethinking that, and hopefully I think this is the right way to go about doing that. Like, I refuse to believe that grinding and doing the same thing over and over again, I refuse to believe that doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is going to be productive. So if you didn't know, that's the definition of insanity. Have I ever told you about the definition of insanity? Have you heard that meme? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting things to be different. Really took a mental dive for a while, but I'm doing much better now that I'm working again. Oh, I see. I mean, like, that sucks to hear, bud, but I'm glad you're on the mend. Dude, like, I'm here, reach out anytime. Just showing my support and latent homosexuality for you. Like, I am in lesbians with you. Sure. I think that's how the quote goes. I heard that 50-year-old journalism cliche. Yeah. Glad you're mapping things. Yeah, I hope so, but there's still a part of me that thinks this is a crapshoot. I mean, being a content creator is super hard. It's like creative industry in general is like really hard to break into. You know what I mean? Like, I always wanted to be my own boss, but we'll see. Might be switching jobs soon. So recently an opportunity came up that I applied for a job in Melbourne. I didn't get it, so I thought I was going to move for a bit. No, I'm not. And then another job came up. I said, hey, like, we're based in Newcastle and Brisbane, but you know what? Because you're in Newcastle, probably going to keep you in Newcastle. I was hoping to be in Brisbane and, you know, escape the country town life, even though it's not so bad. Like, I'm just ready, you know, ready for a new adventure. So I'm a little bummed I didn't get to escape Newcastle. I'm not gonna lie, like one of my yearly goals for 19 and 20, one of my yearly goals was to escape Newcastle. Not that I have anything against Newcastle, it's just, you know, ready for a new adventure. Back to, fuck, we lost a lot of the link. Why is Ganondorf so strong? Yeah, nothing against the people or the friends or anything, just ready for a new adventure. Just want a change. Like, I feel like at the place where I am now, although it pays the bills, I'm ready to, like, realign my career, because it's been sidetracked for way too long. So, no new secret, I've always wanted to make games. I just never had the gumption or the opportunity to do so. It's kind of one of those insane mental dissonances that, you know, I want to do this thing, but like, you can do that thing in your spare time, but I chose not to. You know, like, if you want to make games, you can just go and make games. But I don't do that, right? Like, I want to make games, but I don't. It's like a weird contradiction. I don't know, like, I've been toying with that idea for a long time, and I just wanted a new adventure, just want to escape. I don't know if you ever had that feeling before, but I wanted to leave and finally get on track with my career aspirations. But I actually had the opportunity to do that earlier in the year. I think you've heard that I turned down that offer because the offer was too low, and I know how much I am worth as a programmer. So yeah, like, I turned down that offer. I recently applied to go to Melbourne, got the interview, but I didn't get it, so that's a bummer. And now I've got another offer from aerospace. So it's like, we're doing aerospace, so we're working on planes, and so they're interested in my skill set, and the interview is still ongoing. But it looks like I'll still be local. So you know about the Defence Force and how they're situated in Williamtown. So basically, I'll still be in Newcastle, but I'll just be shifting workplace from Mount Sugarloaf in Kurri Kurri to Williamtown, which is not that big of a change. So it's a change, but not the change I thought I would get. So yeah, looks like you're going to be stuck with me for another 1 or 2-ish years, and then we'll see where we go. Adventures are good, yes, but I was denied that adventure. So yeah, it's you know, like, in some small fashion, I thought we could stay. I'm gonna, you know, the latent coming out again, but I thought we could stay together if I went to Melbourne first, got the job there and got set up there. So, you know, when you finally came over to Melbourne, I'll be like, hey, no other romantic options, let's go. So, you know, seriously though, I thought it would be really cool if I went and then, you know, was ready to receive the bear when you finally moved down, because you wanted to do you wanted to continue studies in Melbourne with linguistics, I think, and then I think you still wanted to work for the UN as a diplomat or something. I don't know. I think I got that mixed up, but I think I heard UN and diplomat, somehow linguistics, somehow, you know, that stuff. So yeah, so I didn't get the opportunity. I didn't get it. It was a disappointment. Yeah, yeah. So I thought it'd be really cool, just like kicking the breeze again. It's like two guys from Newcastle. Yeah, it's like that Two Brothers meme. How does it go? How can I spin it in a way? Two Crispies in Melbourne, in a house. And then the job market hit. And then that's when things got kicked into the fifth gear. You know, like liberals and cocky will cross attack and take away social benefits and all that stuff in Melbourne. So two Crispies in a house running away from all sorts of things like the liberals and cocky, the movie, and that's kind of how I pictured it in my head. This summer starts Friday. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's how I thought it would ever play out of my mind. It was just like, you know, two Crispies in a house. It's called Two Crispies, or Too Crispy. Like Too Crispy for. Yeah, so that's how I imagined it. It's called Too Crispy, just Too Crispy. So I don't know, man. Like, it's good to hear that you're doing well. Like, you had a lot on your plate, but don't forget that you're not alone. I'm here for you. I don't know how to put that sincerely. I just want to show my support in some fashion. It's a tough time. It is. We're all isolated. Everyone's losing their jobs. At least you got that stimulus package, which I am not entitled to because my workload has not changed. So, you know, I'm happy for the time being because I haven't really lost any income. So in a way, I can't really empathize, but I've been in that place before, so I'll attempt to empathize and just letting you know that you're not alone and everyone's going through this tough time. But I'm glad you're on the mend. I'm here, man. If you want to escape, do some metal work, or have a beer, or, you know, like pour some wax into a gourd. We could do all that stuff. Want to be Japanese for a moment? We do that. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here in my exiled forge because Roland doesn't like me. I'd like to move to Melbourne at some point for a time. Same here, bud. Except I won't ever move unless I got the job offer first. So, like, I am not adventurous enough to move without having a job offer first. I know. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying it as a facetious way of describing the situation, so it's easily misunderstood. Yeah, same here. I don't know, man. Like, it's just unfathomable to me, like how you could just move to another city without any job first. That is crazy to me. Like, goddamn. I don't know how you people do it. Like, some people just do that and go to Canada and just start working, and I'm like, But you didn't have a job offer beforehand. Like, how did you just go? So, yeah. Really, really something. Work at a brew shop, so the beer is definitely on the agenda. Okay. So is the brew shop like someone else's shop or something that you've created? Is it based... It's not like Liquor Lads, is it? It's not Celebrations, is it? It's not BWS, is it? Not a bottler. Alright. That's cool, man. Consider Queensland. Because I hear microbreweries up there as well. A while ago I may have sent you an ad. Like I thought, like when I drove past those places and like saw the leases going out, I thought, you know, this sounds like, you know, just like the Eminem song. This looks like a job for you. You know, just break out some Eminem there. It looked like a job for you. What did you think of those places? Are you not considering the hospo industry for the time being? I mean, I know it's like, it goes without saying, it's a really bad climate to, you know, do any hospo work at the moment, right? But what did you think of those ads? Never got a response. What did you think? I thought the one in I think the one in Waratah or something was like an interesting opportunity because you basically had like a monopoly on the area. Like there were no. It's like a forming industrial park where, you know, it's like a forming industrial park. Didn't want to look at it. I was never planning on staying on with me after we closed. Oh, okay. Is this a sore point? Can we talk about this? Do you want to talk about it? Like, it seemed like you were the hardest working there at Mina. I mean, I didn't really know the. Fuck, we lost another. Yeah, okay, found the links. Okay, it's the links effect. Got it. You're the hardest working one there, so it seemed like you were the most invested, so... Maybe in the car or something, but not... Oh, okay, sure. Okay. In the car. Car it is. We'll start... We'll start a show called Comedians in Cars or something. Or not start a show, Comedians in Cars, and just be in the car. Just be in the car, man. Just be in the present. Okay. Wow, we're like 60% through of what we are done doing here. Oh, we do have a lot to catch up on, man. So, which is why I'll be really upset if you forget to like ever ride the car. That's why I'm upset if we never like take a road trip down to the space. Get some space. We do have a lot to catch up on. Just flexing and expanding these coils. I'm just filling up my jar. Ow.
Alan,
Hey, what's up?
this evening.
Hey man. How's the print?
Oh, it's a headache.
Oh, okay. Are you rich yet?
The what, right?
Are you rich yet with your MVP?
I haven't printed everything yet.
Oh, okay. Alright, keep on printing.
Yeah.
Did you manage to, you know, make the necessary arrangements to start printing remotely?
Yes, sir. What?
Arrangements to start printing remotely because you know you don't have a license.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember, winter is coming for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't spoken to Jake about that yet.
Okay. I mean, like, that's
Thanks for
yeah, that's the thing about production, bud. You gotta like address the bottlenecks ahead of time.
yeah. Alright.
Sounds gay. I mean, all right. I guess we'll ride each other for a while. We'll ride each other out.
That's right.
For
You
now.
did your chainmail ring things.
Yeah, yeah.
You bought it?
Uh,
How many 100,000 more to go?
well, I got these. I started with 15, so I got like 6 coils left. But it's just a slow process of snipping them
Yep.
and then making sure they don't ricochet off into the distance. So just like, yeah.
What about building a machine that builds these?
Oh, we did. We built a jig that coils these for us. So we actually do have all these coils on them.
Okay.
I mean, we could technically, like, I've seen an apparatus where if you just loop like this, like a section of this wire through, so it's in the center, you just cut it with an angle grinder and it'll just naturally make rings.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but it's too noisy, and like angle grinders are dangerous.
Oh, they are, definitely.
So,
You should.
so why go through the trouble of the noise and the danger where you can just snip it, you know? Yeah, it's good talking to you, man. Like, I mean, yeah, I was kind like, this is a bad example, but I always enjoyed talking to you at the gatherings. Although, like, it was rather short-lived, personally, because once we stopped running out of things to talk about, I felt like I was spending too much time at those gatherings. I felt really bored at those gatherings. So it's a little bit of a bad example, but despite being bored at the gatherings, it was always a pleasure to talk to you about stuff and how you're doing. So, if I could provide you a little refuge from all the stresses that you built out throughout the week, then I'll be here at the space at the usual time, streaming, waiting for the day when I come in and we'll just knock off some projects. I mean, this is what the space is about. Metalwork, 3D printing, got a computer lab, got NBN internet. So we could even just, you know, pull up. I think we do have like massive screens downstairs where we just watch Netflix if you wanted. We do all those things. Yeah. So anyway. So that's the development that has been in my life so far. Did not get the job at EA, but got still to be a determined offer at Boeing. So we got that going on in our lives. Most of my armor is leatherwork, but I can bring my own tools before I have an idea of the full scope of project I could undertake at the place. Alright, so yeah. I mean, you don't really need that much for leather, actually. And in fact, I have my leather kit here. So I think I have most of the stuff. But yeah, bring your own stuff. Generally, like the rule is, don't expect the space to have stuff. Whatever the space has is a bonus. If you live by that rule, you'll never be disappointed. We do have a sewing machine here, although I don't know how that works. We do have a laser printer. So it's funny you should mention leather, because we actually do have a laser printer here, or a laser cutter. And because leather is very soft, you can actually use save yourself the cutting design process by having it laser cut, and it'll be laser cut to precision. So that's what I did for a brief project. It turned out pretty well. So you do have a laser cutter, and I think that would be really useful to you when you're doing leather work. And if you want to build like a copy for your favorite South Pacific Asian, you can print out a second copy with no issue at all. Yep, just yeah. I gotta stretch this. Netflix and chill, yes. I mean, you know, we could do that too. Just gotta turn off the lights. You do that. All of the chill and more of the Netflix. The plot thickens. Indeed it thickens. You know what else is thickening? You've got to let that marinate there. Oh crap. Oh, if I knocked over that jar, that would have been so sad. Okay, I'm trying to figure out a good way to stretch this thing. You know, in Austin Powers, he has this penis enlarger. Okay. Oh, see, that's what we get for like kinks. We gotta cut off that entire thing. It's useless. That's what we get for like indulging in kinks. We gotta cut it all off. Cut it all off. Well, it's good to see you, bud. I'm glad you're here. I didn't have anything to think about. I'm trying to get better at improv. I hear comedy is the way, because I'm all about that self-improvement. Well, I've been, as I said before, I'm trying to invest into better content creation, and I'm glad that you're here because that takes a lot of mental load off trying to improvise the next thing to talk about. Yeah. Yeah, so glad you're here to keep the conversation going. Have you heard that I think Elon Musk and Grimes have named their baby, and they've named it like its name is just a bunch of abbreviations. So, yeah, it is easier to converse with a partner. Have you heard about yeah, like that is a crazy name. Right? Like, how do you even pronounce that? God, like, I think it's like X10. Is it AX10 Alpha Echo something? It's pronounced Kyle, really? Is it actually pronounced Kyle? Are you screwing with me? Is it actually pronounced Kyle? Is it actually pronounced Kyle? I don't think so. How do you get Kyle out of X10? think it was like X10. Yeah. Is it Kyle? Like, I only know about it because apparently in the state of California, they couldn't register it because you could only use alphanumeric characters, and you weren't allowed to use Greek characters. Yeah. Oh, that's the only thing. But it's a really interesting name. But I feel like that kid is gonna get bullied so hard at school. Is it actually called Kyle? I don't think it's called Kyle. K-A-E, the AI. And A12 is L. The Greek letter chi, ki, A-E, the Greek letter is chi. Okay, A-E, yep. Or K is equal the. I don't understand how A12 is L though. The letter K, AE is with the I, X, AE, A12. It's like Unicode or some shit. I don't. What? I don't understand. X. What? Like, X, A, E, A. Oh. I don't know how X is K. Like, how is X K? Like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J? See, like, it's like K is the 11th. K is the 11th character. So I don't know how X comes into it. Is X just a weird way of writing K? Because it's sort of like got the legs of the K, but the stalk is bent. So you got an X. I don't know how A12 is. Yeah, I don't know, man. J, like 12? 12, like, I know K is 11, 12 is L. I'm on my phone, so I gotta look it up what that drop is in, but I'll explain when I see it. Yeah, okay. Like, I think 12 is L. 12 is the, like, 12 is the, L is the 12th letter of the alphabet. I can get that, but I don't know where the A comes from. AE is I remember that part. So they have a love of AI. Actually, no. Like, Elon Musk doesn't like that. Like, Elon Musk has continuously warned about the dangers of AI. Like, comparing it to worse than the invention of the nuclear bomb. So that's Elon Musk's position on AI. But it also means love in Chinese. So there's that, I guess. But A12 is like the... A12 is the reference to the experimental Blackbird, which is a stealth plane. I guess they're just lovers of technology, but I don't see why, like, stealth plane should have any relevance in naming a kid, but you know, Elon Musk and Grimes be crazy. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Baby name ideas. I know you called it Arlo, but it's not too late. Not too late. It's there's still time to reconsider your position on Arlo. But you can tell me like why did you choose Arlo? Or is it actually XAE 1213 or something? They've encoded the pronunciation of Kyle in obscure formats. Okay, I guess. I guess K kind of looks like an X. AE is just meant to be I, and then you know the A could be just add on to the I thing, you know, because if it's AI. Okay, alright. Kyle. And 12 is... L is the 12th letter of the alphabet, so I can see the 12, but A12 is just like a... Yeah. Yeah, okay. X represents a Greek letter that is pronounced the same as English K. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I'm starting to see it. So, explain the story behind Arlo. Like, why Arlo? And I still, like, I'm ashamed to, I admit it, like, I don't know the sex of your kid. I think it's a boy, right? I'm guessing by the name it's a boy. So sue me, I don't know the sex of your kid. Wasn't there for the baby shower. In fact, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no one attended the baby shower because of quarantine. So when dost thou intend to shower babies? I mean, you should be doing this all the time regardless because you have to wash the thing, right? So... it's good just shooting the breeze with you, dude. Okay. Ow. My wrist. It's killing my wrist. This whole thing. And it's already 10. Man, we did not get to do any plant mail today. So we might leave that till Friday. Man, I might actually resort to the angle grinder somehow because cutting these things is way too long. Might have to find an alternative. Ah, my wrist. My other wrist. It would speed it up massively. However, I worry that the blade it may be too thick for this job. Also, like, as I'm cutting, like, we don't have a small angle. Well, we do actually. We do have like a small Dremel that has like an angle grinder attachment. But I've seen videos. It's not actually that much faster than just snipping it. Like, I have a friend in the live community that's pretty much doing the same thing. But he's using a Dremel with a blade, and he goes through like blades like super quickly. I'm just like, wow, is it really worth the effort? Instead of just doing like wire cutters then. Is it really worth the effort? 4 more coils to go. You'll need some sort of mechanized pincers, so you need to exert your hand muscles for each link. Yes, but how would we do that? Like, I would really like a guillotine of some sort, and just go whoop, and off it goes, but what kind of mechanical abomination would that be? I don't know how I would even do that. How would I do that? Yeah, it's something to think about. I don't know how I can achieve that though, like a guillotine of sorts. I would have to investigate what B-Tool meant about making links a better way. Maybe he does have maybe he does have the links effect. Maybe he is, you know, attracting females of all certain. If you know if the commercials are to be believed, maybe he is attracting a whole bunch of females from his chainmailing methods. Maybe he's got that Lynx effect, like 5 Gun or Lynx Phoenix. Maybe he has got that going on. I don't know. I will follow up with him and see if he has a better way. Because this is really like time consuming, and I'd much rather be getting like all the other armor stuff I need to do done. Beverly shears. Like, I don't think that's even possible, right? Because Beverly shears would just slice through like the entire link. You know, not leave it intact, and I'll just have like 2 halves of a link, right? Like something along the lines of a guillotine or shears that would cut half links, but not like full links. You know, the full link effect. The full link effect. That's what we want. So what inspired the name Arlo then? I didn't quite. Shears don't remove material. Yeah. When I was talking about removing material, I was talking about like using an angle grinder. So that's just a spinning blade that's just scraping away. That makes a cut by scraping away stuff. Usually the blade is thick, especially with the shear I have in mind. Or not the shear I have in mind, the angle grinder I have in mind. Usually the blade is thick. Usually it's also, the disc is big, so you have to be really precise with your cut. So it's most likely I'll have the, how I would do it is that I'd have like a vise or something gripping the angle grinder and just let it spin as I move like a chain or a coil in front of it. So I would move the spring instead of the I'd move the spring instead of the angle grinder. But like it's too big a blade for the job we need. Because like I'm dealing with like a 4mm diameter, so I don't know how exactly to do this. Like, how would that work? Like the Beverly shears are like bigger than the coil itself, so you can only fit the coil like this, right? It's not like you can cut every half, you know? Because if you look at how we're doing it here, we're actually positioning our pincers like this. right? We're positioning our pincers like that. So we're cutting one wire at a time, which is perfectly positioned with the edge so that it produces a full length. But with shears, it's like the shear itself is like super huge, and basically like there's no other way to position the coil other than like that with the shears. And so if you cut through that, you're gonna flatten the coil and possibly like make two cuts instead of the desired one, you know? That's what I meant. Yeah. I don't know. Also, like, if you're planning to cut off like links like this, like just have your shear like this and cut off like that. I'm not sure like if it will bend it out of shape. So, you know. I mean, we could try. I mean, I'm not sure if it'll bend it out of shape. Or if the cut would be even good. I mean, we could try. Let's try that.
Well, I'm creating this piece, which will hook up to a filament sensor, which will then sit on top now, like that.
I don't know, you're saying just cut off the top. But it's really hard to get like precisely one loop cutting it this way. I just can't see it. I don't know, we end up with that. I guess it kind of works. I'm not seeing that much of a difference. It could work. I'll try it for a little bit, see if I like the difference, but I'm like a little skeptical because it can't be that easy. Like, it's just the slant of that wire that I think it won't produce a good result. And it doesn't, really. I've only made a half link there. Like, yeah, it's hard to position the cut, like cutting off the top each time. Yeah, it's just hard to do. Super hard to do. It's slipping and it's only giving me a half link, and it's really inconsistent. So I don't know. Like, I was if you cut the top off the coil, yeah. I mean, we're trying to do that. We're trying to make sure that we are cutting exactly one loop in. But cutting it horizontally, it slips a lot. So it's hard. You have to make sure that it's hard. It's hard to position the cut this way, I feel. Yeah, I'm trying it, but I just can't see it with the Beverly shears. So I was thinking, like, if you could somehow get, you know, a shear in the coil and then cut just the top part, then that would be ideal. But I don't know how it would work. glad that you translated that name for me. It's been bothering me all week. Like, I was just like, what does it mean? Like the Kyle. Like, it's been troubling me always. Like, why would he name his kid like this? Like, how do you even pronounce that? What does it even mean? Elon is speaking to me, but I don't know what it means. What are you trying to tell me, Elon? What? Anyway. Thanks for clearing that up. Yay, only 3 coils left. Oh, ow. When stretching goes wrong. That's why you stretch, to prevent injuries. Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to illustrate here, dude. I don't think it'll work, but, you know, I am open-minded. Come and show me what you mean. Like, but I think I'll just continue doing this hard and laborious way until, you know, we discover something better. We're not going to. But it would certainly benefit me if I could do this faster. Well, that's a link we lost. Powering through this. Got 2 to go. See what Reddit meant about carpet tunnel. Oh, my hands. I wonder, what if we just did the final two with an angle grinder? What if? What if? How would it work? I don't know how this would work. Let's see. Let's see what we can work out. Alright, I probably need a length of wire to be the guide wire. So, to lead it into this jar. Okay. So most likely I'll be holding the angle grinder. So I don't know what I have in mind here. So this is the guide wire that we're putting through. So I've seen this done. And what if we just clamp it like this? Okay. So this is what we have so far. We have the spring here. This is the guide wire that will ultimately lead it into the jar. Which we will place like down here. Maybe not that far, but I don't think we have the blocks to put it on. Maybe just a minor tendon. Or we just cut a longer wire. I mean, that is much more feasible. Just cut a longer wire. Longer guide wire.
Is this your first foray into Studio 360?
Huh? What? You talking to me or talking to someone else?
Yes.
Me?
No. We're talking to you or someone else. In this case, someone else.
Okay, so it's someone else. Alright.
Yes.
So you're not.
Sorry, being confusing.
Well, there's no one else here, so I believe you're talking to me.
Well, you're wrong.
Well, I'm just an invisible ghost.
Okay, sorry.
Wrong.
Alright, we're going to try and automate this.
Ah, you're giving up.
I'm
Oh, not giving up. But
Ah, yeah. You said I am giving up.
No, you're not giving up. You're finding a faster way of doing it.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's
I
that?
do it.
Okay, Ellie, I'm sure you didn't do it. In fact, I don't even know why you are there.
I'm not here. What are you talking about?
That's right. That's right. As you were. Okay, so we gripped the wire like this, and we got the guide wire going into the jar, and now all that remains is to carefully not cut our hands off with the...
That sounds optimistic.
Yeah. I mean, not a day goes by when someone gets unwillingly amputated, you know? From Smart CC, that's just how we roll. Ellie lost her mind ages ago.
What do you mean lost it? I never had it.
I mean, we say she lost it for insurance purposes.
Ah, yes. Maybe one day they'll actually get around to replacing it for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, when are you gonna... Well, lodge the claim already. Lodge the
that's
claim.
what I've forgotten.
Yeah. Because you never claimed to have a mind.
I need to claim to have a mind.
Yeah, you need to claim you have a mind first.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Screwdrivers live over here apparently.
Screwdrivers live wherever they want. Okay, so we could do it with the safer, smaller blade, but where's the fun in that? Okay. I mean, maybe we should do it with the smaller blade. I think it's probably worth doing with the smaller blade. I'm gonna chicken out and do it with the smaller blade. I'm sure no one will look down at me if I chicken out and do the smaller blade. Pretty sure.
I pretty much like you to.
Yeah, I'm good. Alright. Okay. Alright. We are mechanizing this shiz. I think that's off. We're not retreating, we're advancing from a different direction.
Yay.
Yay.
Advancing in a realer direction.
A realer direction. Duh, realist.
Not realer. That'd be silly.
I get the feeling that this isn't going the way I intended. I think it's just dropping off. It's not using the drive. Yep, it's just falling off. Which brings to the point, why do I need the guide wire in the first place if it's not being guided? I think it's because it's too wide, and that's why it's like falling off onto the floor instead of using the wire. Pretty sure I've lost like several links this way already. It's because it's not compressed, so it actually falls off the wire. Which means I probably don't need the wire at all. think if I just did this, just grip the end and then just cut, we could just, you know, collect it with a jar by hand. It's probably a better way to do this. Actually. Or not. This doesn't seem safe at all. Just don't know how we're going to automate this. Okay, so we're going to use a shorter guide wire. Are you risking flicking the rings at high speed into someone's flesh? There's no one here but me, and so there's no one in the immediate vicinity, so I'm sure pretty safe. So no, I don't think so. The only problem is like it's not being guided at all, so I'm not sure what the deal with that is. You lost the link. Wow. Okay, so I might have. It might have been like burning hot and it landed on my hand. And I'm pretty sure like this method we're losing more links to the floor than the guide rail actually guiding it in to the jar. So what we're going to try is a bottom cutting position. And I just lost the entire coil. But we definitely lost a lot of links to the floor. Like just a lot. Like at least half. And see how what I mean about. So I'm picking up links off the floor now. It's just dropped onto the floor, and has done no good for nobody. Like no good for anybody. Okay, so I think we retrieved most of the links, but I'm gonna try a bottom cutting position because it looks like it's using the gap that I'm creating. Like I'm cutting it from the top, so it's not getting that. It's not catching the rail. So now we have a different problem to solve with this automation. Yeah. So, Enderbuya saved me. It's not catching. Okay. Alright. I think we're in a good place. Okay. This theoretically should be safer. Nope. We just lost another one to the floor. So it seems to me like this coil method only works when it's not like expanded like this, because if it's too wide, it just falls up. It literally just goes off the rails. I'm not kidding about that. It just goes off the rail. It's a little off the rails. So if we want that automation to work, like we're gonna lose time, cause I stretched it open, right? It's too wide. Instead of trying to guide into a jar, I know, right? Instead do it in a big tub. Well, tubs don't grow on trees. Unless of course you got a tub tree. I haven't seen a tub tree ever. And see, like, we're grinding away, right? But as you can see, we're like going at this much faster with the hand clippers. But we're still losing links to the floor. So the clippers are just faster than the spinning blade, because we just gotta grind through the entire wire, and we're already done. Right? So I'm gonna try that again, except instead of stretching it, we're just gonna cut it like that. And I think that will offer a better guide rail than what we used to. Because I've seen this work when, you know, it was just a pure coil and it hasn't been stretched out. So I think this will work a lot better. We'll see. It's just that the rings aren't following the guide is the problem. Like they're just too wide. Okay, so we're gonna try it like that, and hopefully, you know, we'll see some good results here. You need to spin it faster. That's working a lot better.
Ah, yes. Good old Brunel.
Yeah, that works. But I can't help the feeling that, the clippers are faster. it the other way, I wanted to go with that blade. But yeah, it worked. We got through it, but I feel like the clippers were faster. Pretty sure the clippers were faster, but you know, the edges on these are a lot cleaner. But we got through it. So yeah, whole bunch of links for us for the next week. It is now 10:30. It's not too bad. I do want to cut some big links and take home as well. But just one stick, I think will do. I think we'll put it in the same jar. We don't have any other containers. I'll sort it out at home. So we'll do this one link and call it a night. Need some sort of powered version of the clippers. Yeah, surely. Like, do you think, like, you watching this thing, did it look slower? I thought it felt a lot slower, like, than clippers. The clippers are, like, using clippers are tiring, to say the least. Because, yeah, like, it's tiring. See, it just feels faster with clippers. And like grinding through that entire thing, it'll take at least like maybe 20 seconds, but I can basically create one link every snip. I'll just boom, 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 boom. You know, it just feels faster, but it's more tiring, so feels automated is like slower. Yeah, maybe I need powered snippers, but see, it just feels faster. And, you know, this is my masturbatory hand, so it's got some strength behind it. we're about halfway home. Just feels, yeah, feels faster. Whew. So, not much more to go. Once we finish this, we'll head off home. Call that a stream. Thanks for hanging out with me. Like we've been just cutting rings all this time. I was hoping to get to some lacing today, but it just didn't turn out right. I mean, like restocking on this stuff is pretty hard. Pretty hard. I need to do this at least once a week, otherwise I run out of links to weave. Because it's sort of like a fidget toy at home on a desk. Alright, gonna head, moving starts tomorrow. Alright, good night dude. Thanks for hanging out. Okay.
Alright, see you later. Good to see you all.
See you, Ellie. Are these even good quality? Yeah, they're pretty good. almost there. Just got like 4 rings to go. Woo! That's everything. Alright, that's all we have time for. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So, task and a half. Find someone to host. Emperor ZK looks like a good dude. Alright, let's raid that guy. Raid Emperor _ ZK. Alright. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell his name. Emperor is the capital K. Okay. That's probably why it's not working. Raid. I don't know why that's not working. Not sure. Is it because I'm not watching my own stream? I wonder if we're gonna get. Okay, so we're rating. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.